Hopper here, and tonight at the Unite One on the Fly tying table, we are going to be tying the Tootsie Roll. The Tootsie Roll is an attractor pattern that will catch lots and lots of fish. First thing we're going to do is we're going to be using a Tiemco 200R. Basically, we were looking just for a curved shank for your hook. We're going to wrap some thread onto this hook, and then you want to wrap all the way back to the hook point. We're going to tie in our Antron foam bodies, which are these high-vis ant bodies here. Now, when you look at them, you'll notice that there is going to be some sort of a colored post. And so we're gonna put that colored post towards the front of the hook. And then you wanna just make sure that it's about the hook size of the hook gap out away from the eye of the hook. And then about the same size as well for the back. To secure this ant body, we want to just do a little tiny bit of super glue onto this shank of the hook. This will just secure that foam. Now, again, your starting point is going to be at this hook bend. So you want to securely just tie this foam body on to the hook shank. And you're going to be creating a space here, a thread space about the width of your colored post. And this will allow you to tie in some hackle. Now I'm going to take my hackle. I'm just using some brown hackle here. I am going to be tying in the shiny part of the hackle towards myself, towards me. And you can either use your hands, or you can use hackle pliers if you so choose. And you want to just palmer this hackle in a forward motion up to the end of that thread base you just created. Okay, and then you want to just tie off this feather. All right, so next what we're going to do is we want to coat the shank of the hook. So you can either use some sort of hollow tinsel, or you can use Flashabou. Basically any type of material that is going to be shiny and that will cover the shank of that hook. So I'm going to use Flashabou. I usually, when I'm doing this, I'm going to cut about 5 or so strands. Now the Flashabou can be kind of staticky, so I tend to use a little bit of just spit to try to keep all of those fibers together. So you want to tie in that Flashabou to the very back part, or butt it up against the Antron body, just like so. And then you want to wrap your thread forward, and this is how I'll kind of secure some of this extra material, and I'll just kind of wrap it onto the shank of the hook. And you don't want to go too far to the eye of the hook. You want to kind of go about hook's gap length to the front, and that's where you want to stop. And I'll just cut off this excess here. Okay. I'm going to use my third arm, and you either can use your rotary vise, or you can physically wrap away from you in a forward motion, just coating that material onto the hook shank. We're going to now tie in the other part of this foam body, and again, we're going to just use a little tiny super glue just to secure that foam onto the hook shank. And same thing as before, you're going to tie in just a width of about the size of that post, just so you can tie in and palmer some hackle. And this feather, you want it the shiny side towards you. And you're gonna wrap in a forward motion. Great. Now you just want to kind of create a bit of a thread head, just in the, right behind the eye of the hook, like so. And you want to whip finish just underneath that foam. Cut it off. And then what I like to do is just, kind of trim any excess material that I might have. You can, if you have any extra hackle that you don't like, maybe it's just kind of coming out in the front, you can kind of trim that. And that is your Tootsie Roll.